I just got done watching an interview with Eric Chisora on Seconds Out There. At the very start of the interview, he's asked about Tyson Fury. I think I actually had to giggle. No disrespect to the interviewer, but he said words to the effect of, "You've arguably had the most success against Tyson Fury." I mean, has he really in 3 fights? I don't think he has. Anyway, enough about that. He basically, Chisora, was talking about the clips of Tyson Fury doing the pads, and obviously he's been doing the pads with his dad John. And it's Derek Chisora's opinion, I should say, that John Fury should take the reins as trainer of Tyson Fury. Because, according to Chisora, he's looking so good and so sharp on the pads. He also feels as though John Fury should be the main trainer, and that if he is the main trainer, that he stops Usyk easily. Yes, believe it or not. Now, I'm sure John Fury is absolutely delighted for him to say that. You know, John Fury, since he's come back into Team Fury, which was around about 2015, thereabouts, he will say that, look, I'm not interested in becoming head trainer, this, that, and the third. He is. Whatever he says about that, he is. That has always been the main thing for John Fury, to be the head trainer of Tyson Fury. And Derek Chisora has been saying words to the effect of John Fury knows boxing. And yeah, I would agree. John Fury, there is things John Fury has done in the past, as in like boxing related, that he has led me to believe that yeah, he does have a good understanding of it. He was one of the first when Tyson fought Otto Verlaine to say that Tyson was too light and that he needed to get rid of Ben Davis and that he needed to basically change up his style because Ben Davison wasn't bringing anything. It was just kind of polishing on what he already knew. And that turned out to be a revelation. He went and I don't even want to say he put on weight. It was just focusing on, the weight that you're comfy at rather than trying to artificially get yourself down to a weight that you were at, years before. He took on Sugar Hill Stewart, changed the style up, and yeah, he did look good. Then, obviously you fast forward to last year where Sugar Hill Stewart let the cat out of the bag that he wasn't in the UK to train Tyson Fury, when Tyson Fury was trying to say, oh yeah, we're trying to do Alexander Usyk in Wembley, when David Light and Lawrence Okoli were getting ready to fight. He was over and he was going straight back to the US. After that, John Fury started really having a go at Sugar Hill. Now, I haven't seen, and this doesn't necessarily mean that much, but I haven't seen Sugar Hill Stewart in camp with Fury yet, and I just assumed he'd be coming to the UK with Ben Whittaker, and that would be the end of that. He'd be straight into camp. But obviously Ben Whittaker he's not got anybody really training him now, so it's kind of a bit like, what's going on there? Nothing necessarily to worry about just yet, but you would want your head trainer over there with roughly 6 or so weeks to go. But in terms of what Chisora was saying about John knowing boxing and that if he has John Fury in the corner, he'll KO Usyk easily, I doubt that very much. I think that this fight, regardless who's in the corner, whether it be Peter, whether it be John, whether it be Sugar Hill Stewart, regardless, he is in for a very, very tricky fight with Alexander Usyk. Derek Chisora says a lot of things, and you take a lot of what Chisora says with a grain of salt. But the reason why I'm talking about this is that you have seen people say, John Fury should be the head coach. Why not? And Derek Chisora says, well, who better than your father? And I know, obviously, with Chisora, he had Don Charles in his corner for a large part of his career. And Don Charles, when you see Don Charles as a trainer, he really does come across, certainly with his fighters. You saw it with Chisora, you're seeing it with Dubois, as a type of a father figure in the corner. You really do see that, don't you, when you look at Don Charles? And I wonder if that's what Chisora is thinking, because even when Chisora had left Don Charles in the past, he would always seemingly come back to him. He would leave Charles for a fight or two. He'd work with Dave Colwell, he'll work with Buddy McGurr, but then he'd always seem to just find his way back to Don Charles. And I guess that's how Chisora's looking at it, having that fatherly figure. And obviously John Fury being Tyson Fury's dad is obviously better than having the figure. You've got the real thing. And that's what he's saying. Listen, I've said about those footage on the pads. Fury looks okay in the pads. He does. He looks sharp enough. But that's just the pads. You can look... If boxing was all about how you look on snippets of clips and training, well then, what's the point in even having a fight? Because you'd be like, oh yeah, he looks amazing, no point having a fight. You go there on fight night and you're like, oh wow, where's that sharpness gone? Training clips are just that, they're training clips. At the end of the day, this is what I always say about social media in general, anyone can take a clip or a picture of something and they can make it out as though something's going amazingly well when in fact it's not. And I'm not saying Fury's having a bad camp, but I'll just give you an analogy. Imagine you live in Forest Gate. Nothing against Forest Gate. It's a nice part. Well, it's not really nice, but it's all right. Nothing against Forest Gate in East London. But imagine you live in Forest Gate and you drive a Toyota Yaris, and for whatever reason you find yourself in Knightsbridge, which is in West End London. It's a very expensive part, and you're walking around Knightsbridge. You see a brand new BMW parked on the side of the road, and you get in a picture next to that. You put the location of Knightsbridge. How does someone not know that person doesn't live in Knightsbridge and that's his BMW? Because if you look at the picture, people would look and think, oh Jesus, he's doing well, he's living in Knightsbridge and he's got a BMW, when in reality he's got a Toyota Yaris and he lives up in Forest Gate. You can take these clips and it's only a snippet, basically, is what I'm getting at. So Fury looking sharp in training, can look sharp in training, need to look sharp on fight night. Let's see how that goes. In terms of John Fury, I've always felt that with Tyson, Peter is the one he needs. Sugar Hill Stewart does an excellent job as well in his own right. But I think that Tyson has always kept John at arm length. And I think there's a reason for that. Having him as trainer, I don't know. If John Fury is such a good trainer, why hasn't he done it now? Why hasn't Tyson done it? Why hasn't Tyson made him head trainer now? John Fury's even said in interviews in the past that he doesn't listen to me. Why does he not listen to you? I don't think it's just because, he's stubborn and he thinks he knows, but no, I think there's a reason for that. So that's my thoughts on that. Let me know yours in the comments below. John Fury, could he train Tyson head trainer? And do you think if he did train Tyson, easy KO win for Tyson Fury against Alexander Usyk, as Chisora is saying there? Let me know in the comments below. I hope you enjoy it, people. Smash the like button if you could, and subscribe, of course, if you haven't already. Peace.